Well, I guess the thing that needs to be stressed is the fact that the U.S. government and the Mexican government were able to reach an agreement for access to U.S. fresh potatoes beyond the 26 kilometers. That was implemented in May and had great success. We were able to ship. There were some issues, obviously, at the border of any new agreement, any new access, there's issues. But U.S. potatoes made their way throughout Mexico into cities of 100,000 or more. Consumer acceptance was fantastic, and everyone was very pleased with how that was going and where that was going. That unfortunately we now have hit a bit of a roadblock.
Well, I think it's important to note that the SAGARPA, their lawsuits have been brought to try to that did stop the importation beyond the 26K, and the Department of Agriculture in Mexico is the defendant in those suits, and they have to defend the agreement that they made with the U.S., the one that resolved the issues around the phytosanitary conditions. And Compapa, the grower group, is alleging that Mexican agriculture is at risk from phytosanitary point of view because of this agreement. And what we know is that the facts speak strongly to our case, and that is that there's been an international panel that looked at the phytosanitary risk. The recommendations of that international panel were used by both the U.S. Department of Agriculture and the Mexican Department of Agriculture to reach agreement. So that strong science base is going to be the focus of those lawsuits and the defense that SAGARPA, the Mexican Agriculture Department, will offer in those legal cases.
Right, so the growers there have brought 7 of these cases before 7 different judges in different municipalities. Each one of those must be fought, but as John said, USDA is working very closely with SAGARPA to help bolster their arguments, and we're hopeful that over time, nothing quick, but that they can defeat these blockages to the agreement and have this historic agreement come back into force.
And there's a lot more at stake here than just potatoes. The relationship, the trading relationship between the U.S. and Mexico depends on the two departments of agriculture being able to reach agreement on protections, phytosanitary protections that still allow trade. And if you have a grower group that is able to inject themselves into that and stop that, it can be very disruptive, not only to potato trade but to all the levels of trade. So this is significant from potato perspective, and obviously from a procedural and kind of public policy perspective relative to all commodities traded between the two countries.